field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Oh, good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Check pink. Blue 30, black swap. Ultra, cut.
On the ground with Bigsby to start the drive. And he powers through the first lane, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go, set. Yep.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now. Those defense for the Packers, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Strike. Check, strike. Cut.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
36, mega. Right, white. Sam.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Let's go. Left, black 40. Check, huh?
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Ready.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
60 red. 60 red.
Back to throw again. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Black, 95. Set.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Play action this time with Love. He'll get this complete to Matthew Golden. And shutting him off, now open field. Still going. Touchdown, Packers. Matthew Golden, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Next the score, Packers 7, Vikings nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Let's go now.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Yellow, set. 50, green.
Back to throw now on first down. The man over the middle, and it's complete. That one goes for 30 yards.
First down. A gain of 30. First down.
Here we go. Here we go. Yes, ready.
Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Ready.
From the 25, here's second and a yard.
Roster, 6. Set, ready. Set, ready.
They'll set up a throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he wisely will throw that one away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Yellow, light blue, black ultra. Set.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's McCormick. And he will have the Vikings first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talked about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Slot man moves right. Now back to throw. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Following the interception, Love. From left side, it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play fake. Here's Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. Oh, it still won't go down. Still on his feet. He may go. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, 67 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage here by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Field, black, yellow, 43. Ready?
Love going to give it up on a touch pass. Down right around the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau. Over the middle, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Shot, 17. Hut.
To throw now, here's Love. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try to pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be.
Set, ready, red, yellow, 50, green. Set.
Love from the gun. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game. That time, unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Love, this is 3rd and goal. For the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up fourth down.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Ready.
Back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Here we go. Back.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those. But most of
It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 36 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Foot, spike, white, stick, mega. Ready.
They're going to look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ready. Black.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Check, huh?
Love looking to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Set, ready. Ready.
Throwing. Love. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11.
Down. Hut, hut.
Again, it's Love. That's caught downfield. It's Golden. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Red, yellow. Yellow, black shot.
Working out of the gun. Love. Going for a right side here. Complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Love now. Now, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordan Love, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. McManus's point after is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Fly blue, yellow, 43, shoot, yellow.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Ready. 45. Cut.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Let's go. 50, green, steel, black. Set.
Love. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Come on, set. Ready.
Love going to give it up on the touch pass. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little top pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
11 more on that one, and another first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Going back to Love. And Diggs has it. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Set, ready. 45.
Now Love. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Bo Melton, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. Take Bigsby, 77 yards. And the Vikings get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead's down to 24.
Vikings 7.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 41-yard line.
Blast it. 52 blue. Smack. Set.
Love, they go play action now. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 46 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Packers have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Ready?
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Black 40.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Ready, fight. 10 black.
Here's Love. That's to Golden. He's got it right side. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Matthew Golden with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try to pick the...
There he goes, right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Justin Jefferson with career touchdown number 70. And the Vikings are able to claw one back. Extra point right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
These Packers and these Packer fans really thrive in the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here with a 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, but the Packers have the first.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Set, hut. Hut, hut. Hey, blue. Set.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
52 blue. Ready?
On play action, run to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. It'll
go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Down. Hut.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It'll be first and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay. Here we go. Hut.
Operating from the gun. Love. Touchdown, Packers. From 8 yards out. And the Packers continue to pour it on here in the fourth. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Looking to put a drive together.
Come on, set.
Addison will go in motion left.
60 red.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking now, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And he returns it into enemy.
Yeah. Huh.